It's a Friday. Welcome to the Uganda Catholic Television. I am Sunday Gloria Aboch with Uctv News. Now, as Uganda joins the global community to celebrate the International Day of the Girl Child, the State Minister for Youth and Children Affairs, Honorable Barugahara Tenyi, has implored the judicial institutions to desist from granting pedophiles and child molesting suspects court bail. Balam made the call during a joint media briefing with Plan International and UN agencies held at the Uganda Media Center today.
According to the 2023 United Nations Population Fund report, in Uganda, cases of child marriage remain disturbingly high, as 1.5 million girls get married before the age of 15 and 4.9 million before 18, which represents 34% of girls in the country. As Uganda joins the global community to celebrate the International Day of the Girl Child, the State Minister for Youth and Children Affairs, Honorable Balam Barugahara, attributed the escalating rise of children rights abuse, particularly child marriage, to the rampant poverty within the community, despite various poverty alleviation initiatives undertaken by the government.
Poverty, where they sell their children at 13 to get a cow or to get a goat. And for those villages you have mentioned, they go for one bucket of millet and the sekoko and maybe a small goat, and they give you their daughter. But that has been a problem of parents not having a source of income. Now the president has solved the problem by making every parish of Uganda at least attain 100 million shilling for development.
It's upon this ground that he called upon the judicial institutions to desist from granting court bails to pedophiles and child molesting suspects, as another of strengthening the existing laws and policies that protect the girl child.
Even the judiciary, we should stop being insensitive. A monster of that nature, impregnating and sleeping on your own child, defiling and raping your own child, you don't even deserve to get bail. The best punishment, as we wait for God's punishment, should be given by the judge, not a soft landing of giving such a monster bail. We should deny them bail. We should make the laws known by everybody that once you deny a team a chance to live, to explore our full potential, as government of Uganda, this is what we are going to do, and we shall do that.
Presenting on behalf of the United Nations agencies, Daniel Alem acknowledged a number of challenges depriving a girl child of her basic rights, like female genital mutilation, whereas he asserts that these challenges are not insurmountable, provided there is a concerted effort from the stakeholders.
Together, we have the knowledge, resources, and commitment needed to create a better world for girls, including here in Uganda. It requires a united effort from all stakeholders, government, civil society, communities, and international partners. As the United Nations in Uganda, we are proud to support initiatives that empower girls and promote gender equality.
In the spirit of celebrating the International Day of the Girl Child, Christopher Kugonza from Plan International underscores the need for the Ugandan government to work closely with the civil society organizations and other development partners in promoting and protecting the rights of the girl child.
We believe that as CSOs, we are instrumental in supporting girls to shape their future in partnership with the government of Uganda. Our call to action on this day is to urge the government of Uganda to work closely with civil society actors and partners to address issues which impact on the lives of girls in Uganda, such as education for all, from early childhood to youth, participation in community decision making and governance, protection from violence in all its forms, as well as health and hygiene from early development to adolescent and early childhood.
On behalf of other Ugandan young girls across the country, the 13-year-old Emily Acheng sheds light on the kind of world each and every young girl dreams of enjoying, despite being thwarted by violence in all its forms bestowed upon them.
Despite these challenges, we girls dream for a brighter future that looks like this. 1. A future where schools are safe, accessible, and provide us with the tools to have a bright future. 2. We dream of a future where we can make our own choices, get married when we are ready, and finish our education without fear of early marriage, early pregnancies, or forced marriage. We imagine having skills and job opportunities that allow us to contribute to our families and communities and live good lives. 4. We dream of a world where girls are respected, treated equally, and live free from violence.
Approximately 12 million girls of age 15 to 19 give birth each year in developing countries, with complications from pregnancy and childbirth being a leading cause of death for this age group. Uganda has the highest rate of teenage pregnancy in East Africa at 24%, which indicates that many girls are becoming mothers before they are ready, jeopardizing their education and future prospects. Uctv, good news for all.
Emmanuel Serunjoji, the mayor of Kawempe Division, has highlighted the critical role girls play in the shaping of Uganda's future, referring them as the mothers of the nation who deserve protection and care. He stressed the need for stricter laws to safeguard girls' rights and prevent exploitation. The mayor made these remarks during a visit by the students from Kawempe Division schools to his office in celebration of the International Day of the Girl Child.
It was a collective decision by whoever participated in a constitution formulation. The constitution was made in 1995 after a civil war which took about some 5 years. Then the government came in 1986. You are aware of that. Along the road in 1996, a constitution was formulated. The Constitutional Assembly, which we convened in 1993, a Constitutional Review Commission, then the Constitutional Assembly commenced its work in 1993. Then in 1995, we got a constitution, a Uganda constitution. So all people, many policy makers, political parties, which were there by then, Democratic Party and other parties, CP, sent delegates. Constituents sent delegates. And the person who represented us in the Constituent Assembly here in Kawempe South was Haji Medi Kagwa. Haji Medi Kagwa was our representative. And that is the person, after being joined by other members, came up with a decision to make it mandatory that women are represented on each and every level of what? Governance. Then the youth are also catered for. Younger people, we have 2 young councillors by affirmative action as well, and one is a male and one is a female. In each and every level of governance there must be a female and a male representative. Those are the people who made the constitution. It's by constitution, not given by anyone else. It was the constitution which was made. Nobody takes the pride and says, I brought you from where you are. No.
Now, the Bishop of Masaka Diocese, the Right Reverend Severus Jumba, has urged swift and decisive action to address the escalating rate of road accidents in Uganda. Bishop Severus Jumba emphasized the urgent need for more ambulances and well-trained medical personnel to operate them, noting that the lack of these essential resources continue to hinder timely emergency care nationwide. Bishop Jumba made the remarks during an annual gathering with doctors from Catholic hospitals in the diocese at a social center in Masaka City following Holy Mass to mark the event.
Ate n'ambulansi ezimu kati ffe amalwaliro gaffe gombi twebaza gavumenti ekitabo baatuwa ambulansi naye ambulansi ezo okubeera bulijjo nga waliwo driver agiriko bulindaala capacity okusoboza okutubulamu ate ambulansi tevugibwa buvugibwa n'egenda ku site ya accident eteekwa okubeeramu abasawo be bayita emergency nurses oba enonye mukazi alemereddwa okuzaala omuzadde alemereddwa ogenderamu naasi omuzaalisa oba kabenje ka ku luguudo mwaligendeddemu emergency nurses ne bagamba nti omulwadde wano tusooka ne tumuyamba nga situnamuteeka mu mmotoka okulaba nti tumutuusa ku mbeera emusobozesa okutambuzibwa mu kidduka kyonna ekimunonye ku site okumutuusa awo gavumenti naffe abayambako mu kuwa obujjanjabi tulina omulimu munene. Nafuna ekyennaku nga ndaba omuntu agudde kabenje ate bamunyigiriza ku boda basobole omutwala mu ddwaliro. Kati nze wa boda amusitudde simanyi ggumba limenyese simanyi oba okussa kwe kulimu obuzibu naye nga nina kyekyo kyensobola okukolawo nange okugamba nti mutwale oba pick-up nojja nebasitula omulwadde ne bamukubako nga nemmotoka oba talina nasooka abuzolwazi oba yali badde asooka kuyambibwawo addemu engulu katono alyoka asobola okutambuzibwa. Ekyo kyetulabye ng'ekisoomooza ekinene nnyo ku mbeera y'enguudo y'amakubo gaffe. Tetuyinza kwerabira kugaa nti naffe ffenna abakozesa amakubo oba oli wa bigere oba oli wa kidduka kyaffe oba oli wa kidduka kya mmotoka oba wali wa bbaasi oba oli wa liiroole ddene tufeeyo nnyo ku bulamu bwa bannaffe. Buli omu ageza okutaasa obulamu bwa munne, buli omu abeere mwege. Ekigambo ekyo kiva mu bigambo bibiri eby'Olulatini cum ne passio nti obonaabona n'oli ogumiikiriza mu bulumi ng'otambula n'omulala. Kati abasawo ffenna twekubiriza nti ekyo eba embeera mu moto yaffe okulaba nti omulwadde gwe bandeetedde ntambula naye mu bulumi. Omulwadde ono aweereddwa amagezi nti adde waka alindirire okusomoka okudda eri omukama mu bulungi mbeera naye mu lugendo lwe. Ate n'omulwadde afunye akabenje gwe baleese nga simanyi na gyavudde tewali naamuliko era naye nembeera nga nnumwa wamu naye. Cum passio, being compassionate, suffer with, nentwaliriza neneegatta mu bulumi bw'oyo nembeera mu bigere ebyo. Ekyo kirabise nga kitukwatako nnyo ffenna abasawo ab'emyoyo, abasawo ab'emibiri ate n'ab'ebirowoozo.
Thank you very much for watching UCTV News. We are going to take a very short break and we'll return with more stories.
UCTV, good news for all.
Welcome to Seeds of Success. My name is Rwanga Godfrey. Seeds of Success, we talk about business environment.
If you want to be a millionaire, work for money. But billionaires work for wealth.
Social affairs.
Whom to blame via characters and talents? Is it tertiary institutions or humanity within the human beings?
And other topical issues. Don't miss on UCTV, good news for all.
Now, in an exclusive interview, Dr. Livingstone Sewanyana, founder and executive director of the Foundation for Human Rights Initiative, delves into how Uganda's colonial legacy continues to influence its governance structures and human rights framework. He reflects on the lasting impact of historical governance systems which have fostered a concentration of power, weakened accountability, and overshadowed the promotion promotion of human rights in Uganda's modern political landscape.
Uganda colonial past has had a profound and lasting impact on its current governance structure and human rights framework. During the pre-colonial period, the king held absolute authority, a form of leadership that has echoed through the country's history, persisting in various forms to this day. The remnants of this absolutism are evident in some of Uganda's governance practices, where power is often concentrated in the hands of a few, leading to limited citizen participation in decision-making processes.
During pre-colonial rule, the king was absolute. During the pre-colonial period, the clans were superior. The citizen had no voice. Now that has permeated through up to today. That whole element of absolutism of leaders and the lack of a voice of the citizenry, that seems to have permeated through up to the present day, despite the structures we have, whether constitutions, all organs of state that are supposed to provide the checks and balances.
Under colonial rule, the system of indirect governance was introduced, with chiefs being placed as the central figures in government. The system disempowered ordinary citizens, leaving significant authority in the hands of the chief, who were accountable not to the people, but to the colonial administration. The lack of accountability bred under this system has left a lingering effect on Uganda's governance, contributing to the issues of corruption and ineffective governance that persist today.
Indirect rule in itself disempowered the citizenry, because the power now was held by the chief, and as such citizens could not call him or her to order. Actually it was a him, there was no her. Now indirect rule has had a debilitating effect on our leadership since then, because once somebody has been given some power, even under an elective arrangement, that person becomes unaccountable.
Moreover, post-colonial Uganda has experienced a series of military governments, which has left the impression among some that the country can only be effectively ruled through militarism. Now, this belief undermines civilian rule and has entrenched a mindset of stability and governance can only be maintained by leaders with military backgrounds, posing a challenge to the democratic governance in Uganda.
The subsequent governments, the Obote I, Idi Amin and so on, characterized by militarism, have also shaped our nature of governance. Today some people believe that no one can rule unless he's in the military. And some people even believe it that a civilian cannot rule this country. Why? This flows from the history that we have had. People still believe, and now strongly believe, it must be a military person to lead. They no longer even have the faith that once elected they can actually lead.
These historical governance structures have contributed to a governance framework where human rights are often overshadowed by concentrated power, lack of accountability, and a history of militarism.
History, to a large extent, has had a serious impact on our governance structures and our governance systems. And increasingly, even with the constitution that was seen to be progressive, we don't seem to have overcome that sort of belief.
Nora Osende for UCTV News.
With the international stories, UCTV News still takes a break. We'll return with the Rome reports.
UCTV, good news for all.
Welcome to Seeds of Success. My name is Rwanga Godfrey. Seeds of Success, we talk about business environment.
If you want to be a millionaire, work for money, but billionaires work for wealth.
Social affairs.
Whom to blame via characters and talents? Is it tertiary institutions or humanity within the human beings?
And other topical issues. Don't miss on UCTV, good news for all.
Thank you very much for being a part of the Friday edition of UCTV News. I am Sunday Gloria Aboch. I do wish you the best of the weekend.